So it's a real saga, this guitar here. I saw it on Reverb and it spoke to me. It had none of this and none of this. It did have a bridge, but it was unplayable. The note said it had Kluson tuners. I might be able to take them off and use them on a Gibson. And I thought maybe I'd just take some Gibson facsimiles and use them on this. So basically, the fretboard was kind of a travesty. They had narrowed the neck down right up here to be 1 11/16 instead of 1 3/4. And then the fretboard they put on was like from electric guitar, and it was actually inside of that envelope, and it had binding. So within the smaller neck, the binding was thick, but the frets started inside the binding. So it was like 1.5. The strings were too close together. It would have to be refretted, and there was a bend in the neck. Kind of, after they're bent that long, they're going to stay that way. So anyway, I basically removed half of the original fretboard, removed the bow in the neck, and put a new rosewood fretboard on here. The fretboard's actually about 50 years old, but it's new to the guitar, and I stole it from another guitar. This fretboard is now what you'd call an elevated fretboard. The other half of the other fretboard's still underneath, but it's been flattened and lowered. And anyway, this other fretboard's on top, and that gives me perfect geometry for the thing. It's very stable. The neck's about 1 inch thick right here. It's thicker than most, but it's not a baseball bat. The feeling of the guitar is just really stable, and it's kind of causes me to play a little more precisely than So I'm putting this bridge on. You have to scrape away the lacquer, and every time I hit one of these grain lines, that's the resin. This is a true composite. Wood fiber and resin, wood fiber and resin. You can stick your thumb through the wood fiber, but not through the resin. Anyway, the resin on this piece of wood is thick and hard. It's the hardest, thickest resin I've run into that I ever remember. And there's no cracks in this top, and it's solid spruce, and it's maybe 50, 60 years. carbon fiber. They're 20 thousandths of an inch thick. And carbon fiber, just like this, it has grain. The resin runs in the same direction. It won't bend this way hardly at all. Anyway, it's like glass. Hear it? Ting, 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 ting. And it's applied with an ultra-thin layer of epoxy. And you can hear that it's really not. Anyway, this guitar is special. I put a lot of time into this guitar. After I put this fretboard on, I arched it by hand and refretted it with new Stewback frets. These are real pearl dots. I put those in. I recorded some of the stuff I did to it after I applied the neck. There's also two strips in here to take up the difference of the binding on the other neck. It was bizarre, but that's how it was made at the factory. Peg head here, I have added a faux rosewood or ebony finish, depending on what your imagination is, and that's a new truss rod cover. Came with none. It's a bone nut. It's a little taller than most because of the elevated fretboard. I create special things. And at some point here I will start this video with it tuned regular. I play in normally open E. I'm in open E flat because it's going to emulate the string pull almost exactly of your concert tuning. I'm going to do something here. I made a mistake here, but the strings don't buzz. They're like 085 and 065. My finger hit the string next to it there. Otherwise, fretboard is dead level. The adjuster will work should you ever need it, but I don't think this neck's ever going to move. So I've been playing in open tunings all my life. 50 years probably. Probably more than that. Yeah. I don't play in regular tunings. So when I put this demo together, I probably got your attention with something else, and now I've tuned it regular at the end of the whole demo, and by now my hand is killing me. I got a hurt thumb, and now it's worn out, so I'm even worse. Uh, I haven't used a flat pick in 15 years, so I'm just going to use the end of my finger and maybe the thumb on the upstroke. And you can hear the tone of the guitar and the playability of the guitar. It's unquestioned, but I just can't do anymore. If you listen to the demo, you'll hear it being played before my hand fell apart. It just, can't take much. I'm trying to heal it up, but it ain't working. Anyway, nice guitar.